Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol POTN. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this analysis on a pretty routine basis, including yesterday, so that is where these green and red line annotations are coming from. But before I go any further, I do want to note that from a presentation standpoint, this is kind of tricky to talk about because there's a whole lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are a day trader and you bought somewhere right around here and you wanted to sell within 25 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you the chart looks pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, yeah, I get it. There was a pullback from the highs. But from the big picture, the bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher base. And as long as you have higher bases being built over longer periods of time, that's how those long-term uptrends are going to be constructed. I'm going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a different strategy and outlook going into the trade. So the first update, though, that does need to be done is based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed above, or excuse me, below, they tend to act as resistance. So yesterday I talked about the 62-cent area as an area of support, but now that the price is broken below it, you can see that rule played out perfectly from theory to reality as price broke below it, and then twice the bulls tried to get back up above it and couldn't quite do it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying 62 cents is impossible to break. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price couldn't quite push through there. And, that's definitely going to be, the key initial hurdle to get through. After that, then, yeah, you can start talking about doing battle with 72 cents, which is this overall area of resistance. But one step at a time, and that first quote-unquote step that the bulls have to fight through, or hurdle, if you want to picture it as that the bulls need to cross, is going to be at that 62-cent mark. As far as levels of support, this is why I say the overall chart is still fully in the bulls' favor. I mean, talk about just a thing of beauty. Price pulled back, and look right where it happened to bounce. And people say charts don't work. Literally bounced right at not only the purple line, which is the 50-period simple moving average, but also this green line that I'd mapped out before right there at 55 cents. So in all, just to kind of really illustrate the point here, I'm not saying this will happen, but let's just say that the price actually rolls back down here, bounces around, maybe goes a little bit below it, and then eventually starts to work its way back upwards. What would you have in this situation? Emphasis on big picture. Well, from the big picture perspective, you'd have a set of lows there. You'd have this set of lows right here. You'd have another set of lows down there. If you picture these as big picture stair steps, well, hey, those stair steps are still progressing in the upwards direction. So that's why I still say that from the grand scheme of things, yeah, the bulls are still in full control even with that pullback today because they still have an opportunity to build that higher base. So that is definitely priority number one going in the next several days. Work on building that higher base and going through a healthy consolidation, and then the chart will just continue to do what it's been doing. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.